Welcome to the At the Eyepiece Show. This is an astronomy-based podcast that is devoted to discussing astronomical equipment, stargazing tips, observing reports, and equipment reviews. We don't focus on the science of astronomy. There are plenty of shows that do that. The focus of At the Eyepiece is the visual observers, those backyard stargazers that enjoy taking their telescopes under the stars. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to our main topic. Now, anyone out there who's been into astronomy knows that a big part of astronomy is also solar observing. And a couple of events I'm going to tell you here right now are going to be some of the largest, truly worldwide, globally coordinated initiatives that you probably will ever hear about. And couple here we're going to be talking about. Number one, coming up on June 21st, that's right around the corner, folks, is SOLARACTIVITY's Worldwide Solstice Fest. This was the brainchild of a 22,000 plus member group called SOLARACTIVITY, and that is a Facebook group, and it is run by I'll say global, or I'll say social media extraordinaire, Pamela Shabak, and her husband Randy is a avid solar observer and solar imager. If you want to see some of the best solar images that you're going to see from anybody, you need to go ahead and check out the SOLARACTIVITY page, in particular some of Randy's stuff. It is fantastic. I have to say I'm very jealous of their equipment, but also they live out there in Arizona, so they've got the great climate, great seeing conditions out there for solar stuff. All right, so this solstice is coming up on June 21st, and the solstice actually occurs twice in the year, and so you're actually going to have two instances where you can go ahead and do the Worldwide Solstice Fest and participate in sharing information and, of course, sharing views of our closest star, the sun. I mean, people have been observing the solstice, folks, for thousands of years. It just seemed right to go ahead and create this initiative to bring forth awareness of the solstice, number one, as well as to bring forth awareness of the sun and all it does for us, and of course solar astronomy. So let's talk a little bit about what exactly a solstice is. So the summer solstice occurs at the moment the Earth's tilt is maximum towards the sun, and on that day of the summer solstice, the sun appears at its highest elevation with a noontime position that changes very little for the next several days before and after, of course, the summer solstice. The summer solstice occurs when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Cancer, which is technically located at 23.5 degrees latitude north and runs through Mexico, the Bahamas, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, India, and southern China. For every other place north of the Tropic of Cancer, the sun is at its highest point in the sky, and this is the longest day of the year. Now, as we skip forth to the next solstice, December 22nd, 2015, this is the winter solstice. This marks the shortest day and the longest night of the year. In the northern hemisphere, this occurs when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Capricorn, which is located at, you guessed it, 23.5 degrees south of the equator and runs through Australia, Chile, southern Brazil, and northern South Africa. So as you can see, a fantastic opportunity to go ahead and talk about the sun and share information about the sun, and definitely go ahead and share views of the sun no matter what. Now, as I was touching base, the SOLARACTIVITY group on Facebook is a 22,000 member. That's hard to believe, but it is. It's true. 22,000 plus members on this group, and it was really conceived by three primary people: Randy Shabak, Pamela Shabak, and John O'Neill. And they're all the co-owners of the Solar Activity Group, and home, it's basically home to solar imagers and other solar enthusiasts. And the social media collaborative efforts of those three is really making the group very large, very active, and of course coordinating the efforts for a number of these events. And just one of them, well actually two I guess here, is going to be this worldwide Solstice Festival. Now this is taking place, and they verified this through all the group members, individuals, clubs, even planetariums that are taking part in this day of observing and sharing and being solar enthusiasts worldwide in 35 plus countries by over 150 different participants. Yes, me included. And it's going to be very exciting. Not only are you going to have local events, but there's going to be a number of online events. Now, yours truly, myself, if I have the weather, I certainly will go ahead and try to be sharing local views here in Middle Tennessee. I don't yet have a venue for this planned, but no doubt I'm actually going to be tackling this now that I have a 3-day weekend and some time to devote to stuff like that. Trying to coordinate this here for upcoming next month. But you're also going to have a number of people sharing views and things online through a number of venues. One of those I've mentioned quite a few times, the Night Skies Network. Now, the event is going to be kicked off down under by David Renek. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe it's Renecki, Renek, owner and producer of Space and Astronomy News. He's also obviously an amateur astronomer, writer, lecturer, broadcaster, and media personality who runs the Mid-North Coast Astronomy Center. So that's going to be something to look forward to there. You can find out more information on this by heading on over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Worldwide Solstice Festival, and you can get your information there. Now, one of the other important things here is Daystar filters. I've been mentioning Daystar for a while because I thought it was really cool what they came out with, which was their quark. And even a couple of episodes back, I mentioned that they were in development of an off-axis quark that you could use for your Schmidt-Cassegrain telescopes. But they're a big contributor and official sponsor of the Solar Activity Worldwide Solstice Festival. So hats off to Daystar Filters and their efforts there. I think they've even been providing a couple of those wonderful quark eyepieces, or filters rather, to a number of participants. I think even Randy, maybe even John O'Neill and the gang, to share the views. So what are some activities that you can go ahead and do? Well, listen, it's really quite simple. Bring a solar telescope out, one with a special filter. You can do white light, of course, to show sunspots. Now, hopefully, by this time, the sun will be putting on a bit of a good show for us. I know that a couple weeks ago, we had some fantastic sunspot activity. Right now, it's a little bit slower. I was going to touch base on this as we tail into the last portion of the broadcast here. But obviously, you can go ahead and share white light views with a safe solar filter. Of course, you can really get some wow effect if you share some hydrogen alpha images, and hopefully the sun will have some prominences there. You're going to be amazed by people coming up to the eyepiece and seeing the sun for the first time, really in either one of those formats. It's really going to be quite impressive to them, no doubt. And I hope that you have clear skies and you hopefully have some good weather to be able to do that. If you're also fortunate enough to have a calcium K filter and or telescope, that would also be very, very impressive to go ahead and do, sharing the views in that wavelength. Although I must say, in the calcium K, many people have a very difficult time picking up the deep purple of that particular wavelength. So if you do have an imaging capabilities, that would really be beneficial there for calcium K. If you by chance are rained out, you can also think of maybe going and doing a talk or some type of presentation at a local library on that day for the solstice. Talk about the solstice, and of course bring some slides in regarding the sun and its position and why we have, you know, at a different angle from time to time, from the summer solstice to the winter solstice. Now, if you are also clouded out and rained out, or maybe you don't have some of that solar equipment to share the views, don't worry, because like I said, there's going to be others out there that are going to be sharing their views of the sun live online through a number of venues. One that I know in particular is going to be Night Skies Network. We don't have exact times. Check back on the Facebook site. Hopefully you have access to that for the information, the Solar Activity Group, as well as the Solar Activity Worldwide Solstice Festival group as well there to find out particulars on that. You can also go there and do a search for clubs and organizations in your area that may also be doing a live event for you to go ahead and actually participate, see the scopes up close and personal at that time as well. So that's going to be June 21st. And as I said, as we come back around, well, we got another opportunity, December 22nd, to go ahead and participate in this fantastic worldwide endeavor to go ahead and share and talk about the sun. So don't miss out on either one of those. There's one more that I'm also going to throw in here. That is Global Sunday. That's right. This is the brainchild again of Pamela Shavack, wife of the imager extraordinaire, if I might add in there, Randy Shavack of Arizona, and co-owner of the Solar Activity Facebook group on July 5th, a holiday weekend. That's going to be a great opportunity. Many families are out. I know I'm going to try to set up at the local park on that weekend and try to share some of the views of our sun on July 5th. Make people aware of solar astronomy and get them possibly hooked on astronomy as well. For the Global Sunday, 150 clubs, observatories, planetariums, even nature centers. Hey, get this, STEM schools. That stands for, by the way, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Solar sketchers. Oh, that's one thing too. You know, you want to see some great solar sketching? Roll on over to that Facebook group. I sure hope you do have one. Or if you do have Facebook, roll over there too. So many times, sketches are beautiful. I don't do it nearly enough as I should, frankly. But there are some great folks on there that contribute solar sketching, and I'm very, very glad to see that still a healthy way of presenting the sun to folks that, you know, may not have that opportunity. Radio shows, even magazines. Global Sunday on July 5th. So, woo! We have some fantastic things coming up. I want to hear from you if you are planning any type of solar activity, outreach, etc. on either of these days for the Solar Activity Worldwide Solstice Festival on the 21st, or on June 21st, or December 22nd. Please let me know. Please make sure you head on over to the pages and make sure that you post it up there so that John O'Neill, Randy, and Pamela Shavack can go ahead and know about those, because they're going to share it and put it up there too. And of course, as we progress into July, if you got anything going on for Global Sunday, make sure you go ahead and share that too.